I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the STEP test for you guys. This is going to be the Queens College STEP test. Okay. So if we take a look right here, I have a platform and risers, and I've taken my handy measuring tape here, and the risers are, they're about, each of these risers right here is approximately 2 inches in width. And the very top platform right here is usually around 4 inches in width. So these risers are really good to do step tests on, and so I'm just a little bit over 16 inches on this. And what the book says for the Queens College step test, let me stand back here so I can get in the shot, is that you want to have 16.25 inches, so 16¼ inches of height on this, okay, for the Queens College step test. Now, these step tests have been going on for 50 years, okay, for a good long time, and they're a really great way to have to get a submaximal assessment of somebody's cardiovascular fitness level, okay, or the book says cardiorespiratory fitness, CRF, cardiorespiratory fitness. So as you can see on the whiteboard, I've gone and put, and these are front-loading. You know, these are steps that you use when front-loading the step test with a client that you're going to do the step test, or it could be your group, whether it's group exercise class or group personal training, small group personal training, or an individual. Okay. Keep in mind that these front-loading suggestions here are from yours truly. They're not from a textbook. Okay. They're just ones that I've gone and I've done the test so many times. I've just gotten familiar with saying these particular things, and they seem to have worked out well for me. Now, the first thing I do is I tell somebody, well, I go ahead and have them put on a heart rate monitor, okay? And this is a heart rate monitor chest strap, and this is a Polar. I recommend people, my clients, get a Polar ST4 or an ST7 heart rate monitor. And this transmitter strap goes around the chest so that the center of it is just over the sternum right here, okay?
And what if we don't have one of those?
Well, I'll explain that as well, okay? Because that's a really good question. What you're basically doing is you want to make sure you get a recovery pulse. So you can take a pulse check on the radial artery right here, okay? But I'll explain in a second why I recommend using the heart rate monitor, okay? Not for the heart rate monitor's beats per minute, but for the pulse that's ticking in the heart rate monitor, because it's a recovery pulse. The heart rate is in the process of slowing down when you're taking the recovery measurement. So you're not looking for beats per minute on the heart rate monitor. You're just looking for the heart rate monitor showing the pulse rate, okay, of the individual. Okay, so this goes on over top of the chest, and for the ladies, it goes underneath your sports bra. You want skin-on-skin contact, okay? And this right here, the watch, that's the receiver where the transmission is going to go to where you can see it. So I'm just going to step aside here. I'm going to go ahead and put this transmitter on. I recommend for people to do this, to get this transmitting strap on and have it slightly moist underneath, per the directions from the heart rate monitor company, Polar heart rate monitors. So you get it slightly wet underneath there. And so I'm going to hit measure here, and then in a couple minutes I'm going to hit start. Okay. So when people go to do the step test and they go, oh, okay, I'm up the bat for the step test. People, their pulse rate already starts to go up because they're nervous. So I always try to relax them down and have a relaxing atmosphere, and I let them know, you know what, we're going to go ahead and do the step test today, but it's not end-all, be-all measurement test. It doesn't mean, it doesn't matter what your score is. It's not going to signify whether you're a good or bad person. This type of result, these tests, just adjust something here in the. There we go. These tests, you can always see improvement. In fact, very quick improvement with cardiovascular fitness. So we can do this test anytime that you want. If you want to have a redo in a couple of weeks from now because you didn't like the score, that's no problem. It's very low pressure on this particular test. And I also let them know that, I only kill about 6 people a week doing these step tests. And they usually laugh, And I say, yeah, and just want to make sure we got that liability waiver form, and usually they laugh and they relax just a little bit. And I say, but for some people when we do this step test, they're not used to stepping up and down very much. And if you feel like light, if you feel lightheaded or dizziness or pain or nausea or shortness of breath. And then I usually keep going to make it kind of funny, and I say diarrhea, constipation, itching under the armpits, those sorts of things, and they just kind of look at me and I say, oh, wait a minute, that's the last medication commercial that I watched. I say, no, right? If you start to feel like shortness of breath or you feel a little lightheaded, that might mean that you're overdoing it a little bit, and you're welcome to terminate this test anytime. I mean, we can always live to fight again. There's no reason why you have to go and finish the test if you feel like now is not the best day. Okay. So then I explained to them that this test is a 3-minute test that goes to the cadence of a metronome. For guys, it's 96 beats per minute. Okay. For the gals, it's 88 beats per minute. Okay. And what you'll be doing is stepping up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, to the cadence of the metronome, and I'll let them give that a try. I'll let them feel what it's, up, up, down, down, so they have a little bit of a warm-up, okay? And I tell them that during the 3 minutes, I'll let them know what time they're at a minute, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and then at the 3-minute, okay, the 3-minute mark, what I'm going to have them do is I'm going to have them sit down, okay, and I'm going to find their pulse real quick. So it's, and it says it's kind of a big multitasking time, because I'm going to be, 1, turning off the metronome, and then 2, finding the radial pulse, or in this case, I'll be looking at their heart rate monitor for the pulse. And I need to be able to do those 2 things within 5 seconds. So the 3 minutes is up at 3:05 to 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So there's that 15-second interval. I am counting their heartbeats. I'm counting their pulse, okay? And it's really important that I make sure that I get that number right. And for you guys, the pulse is going fast. It's going beep, 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 beep. So you really got to dig in there and get good at finding that pulse, which is one of the reasons why I like it kind of helps reduce human error by having the heart rate monitor there, because you can actually see the heart pulsing, okay, through the heart rate monitor, which is why I like that, okay? So, and then the last thing that I tell them, and I usually make a joke out of this, I say, when we do these cardiovascular tests, actually talking will increase your heart rate. The more you get out of breath from talking, the more your heart rate will increase. So I tell them, I say, this is one of my favorite times for personal training, because I can tell my clients they need to be quiet. And they usually laugh at me, and I say, no, I'm just kidding. But we do want to reduce the amount of talking that we have during this test. And also note that when you're going up, up, down, down on this, you can switch your lead legs. So if you're tired of stepping up with your right leg, then go ahead and step up with your left leg. That's okay. Just try and stay on cadence.